So you want to make these babies grow, you want to add inches on your arms as a beginner, and that's obviously quite important to a lot of you because when I started training back about 8 years ago, I really focused on my arms and I would just do all kinds of exercises to try to bring out my arms, but I never really focused on my nutrition and my diet, and I wasted a lot of years just trying to figure out the magic exercise that will put inches on my arms, and obviously that was the wrong approach. So I want to teach you the right ways to do it so that you see results a lot faster. The most important thing when it comes to putting on inches on your arms is going to be your diet. So you want to make sure that you're eating enough calories in your diet every single day consistently to be able to add muscle, because the body doesn't add muscle just magically. You obviously need to be putting in enough food in your body to be able to synthesize muscle on your frame, otherwise nothing would happen. So a lot of beginners don't know that. Like they will just train really hard and hope for the best. Like they will just break down all the muscle and hope their body will just magically put some muscle on, but they will not be eating enough. So if you're not eating enough, your body would not put on any muscle on any part of your body, especially your arms, okay? So you want to be eating enough calories in your diet. So you want to figure out what are your maintenance calories for your body, okay? So there's a lot of calculators that you can use online that can do that for you. So you put in all your body stats and it'll come out with your maintenance calories. So to be able to add muscle, you need to add about 200 to 400 calories on top of that, and that will help you, okay? So let's say your maintenance calories are 2,000. If you add 400 calories to that, that'll be 2,400 calories. If you eat that every single day, your body will obviously have to put on that weight on your frame. So you obviously want to track your weight gain as well. So you don't want to be putting too much weight on because that will lead to excessive fat. So you obviously don't want to be putting on fat because that will be quite annoying. You want to be muscle. You want to be putting on muscle. So you want to gain about 1/4 kilo to 1/2 kilo max per week. That will make sure that you're putting on mostly muscle and not so much fat. Okay, so what I figured out for my body personally, so for every kilo of weight that I've added over the years, I've put on about 0.1 of an inch on my biceps. Okay, so when I put on 5 kilos of weight on my frame, I added 1/2 an inch on my biceps. Okay, so that might work, that formula might work for you, or it might not, but it's pretty close. Okay, so I'm 5'5", 165 centimeters, so that's actually what has helped me to figure out. Okay, so basically, how many kilos do I need to add an inch on my biceps? So it's been roughly about 10 kilos. So another important factor in your diet is going to be the amount of protein that you have. Obviously, protein is responsible for repairing and rebuilding your muscle, your biceps, your arms, everything. So you want to be making sure that you're eating enough of it, okay? So what I figured out, 2 times your body weight in kilos will give you roughly the right amount of protein that you need per day. Some people might say 2.5 times, but personally you don't really need that much protein. About 2 times should be enough. So let's say you're 70 kilos, so 2 times 70 is going to be 140 grams of protein. That's roughly how much protein you need every single day to be able to build muscle. So how many days should you train arms as a beginner? And what exercises should you include? So when I started training training arms in particular, I train them 5 days a week. Now that's hilarious and that's way too much volume for anyone. So as a beginner, and if you feel like your arms are really stubborn to grow, you should train them twice a week. So you can do one day where it's mostly strength training, so you're training with heavier weights, and the other day you can do a lighter day where you're focusing on that pump and obviously higher reps and increased intensity as well. So combining that strength training and a bit of higher rep endurance training as well will get you the best of both worlds. As a beginner, you're probably researching different routines, so different training routines to include in your exercise plan. Obviously, some of them might range from different bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, or someone else. So obviously, what worked for them might not work for you. So you might be a natural lifter, you might be an enhanced lifter, and what worked for someone else obviously his body type is different to yours, his genetics are different to yours, and his routine might not work for you. So it's really important as a beginner to find out what works for you and to really focus on that. So the exercises that really worked for me in those 8 years, the top 2 exercises were incline dumbbell curls on an incline bench for the biceps. So really strict form, get that nice stretch in the biceps, and that really helped me add inches on my buys. And the number 1 exercise for my triceps was the overhead rope extensions. So you're going with a rope, so overhead, elbows nice and close, and you would focus on that stretch at the very bottom, pause there for a little bit, and then go all the way up. And both of those exercises were performed with very strict form. So those are my top 2 exercises that I've always included over the last 8 years, and I've put on a good 3 inches on my arms since I started. So you can include those 2 exercises in your routine and watch the gains happen. So another important factor is going to be staying consistent and staying motivated. I mean, we all have family commitments, work commitments, and things that kind of lead us off track, and it gets hard to stay on top of your routine. Obviously, we're human, we make mistakes, but you really have to stay consistent for your body to be able to put on muscle in a steady pace. Because if, let's say, one week you're hitting your calories, next week you're really off it, then your body will just go up and down in weight and you won't really see consistent results. So obviously that will be quite annoying and demotivating as well. We get motivated from seeing results, so if you see like good results, you get really motivated and you will obviously stick to your plan a lot better. So another important thing is you want to track all your stats down. So when you start off, track your arm measurement and track your body weight as well, and obviously have yourself goals every single week. So you want to hit that 1/4 kilo to 1/2 kilo of weight gain every single week, and set yourself that goal, write it in paper, write yourself a little plan of how much weight you want to add over how long, and make sure it's realistic as well. Okay, that way you'll make sure that you stay accountable, and if you're not reaching your goals, you obviously want to push yourself a little bit harder to be able to reach those goals. So having those stats down is really important and really motivate you as well to keep going, because we all need that motivation at times and we lose it every single day, and it's really good to have yourself a nice little plan. So those are my top tips when it comes to putting on inches on your arms as a beginner, and I really hope that you've learned and picked something up from this video and apply those tips in your routine, in your diet, and in your training. If they work for you, please make sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Help me reach 100 subscribers, that would be awesome. Thank you again for watching and have a great day. I'll see you in a few days time in my next video.